Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's broadcast. I need to check if my mic is working because it looks like okay, it's working. So the topic of today is how nice guys protect everyone around them from their own dark side. When someone is running a nice guy pattern, what they're doing in essence is that they're trying to be nice to everyone around them compulsively. And even if they're, everyone is a nice guy to us to some degree, right? Some people have the nice guys in a crippling to a crippling degree where they're socially immobilized, socially paralyzed. They struggle with finding out what it is that they want. They only talk and speak about what they want as the stuff that they should want according to others, their parents, like what according to who they are with. They become these social chameleons. And simply the job is that they have to be good. And they're trying really hard to be good with their mind, with their brain, and they control themselves in social settings and especially with women, with dates, a lot. The reason why, underneath the covert contracts, the three core beliefs that I talked about in the other broadcasts, is that there's a belief that in order to be safe and loved, they need to become what other people want them to become. They need to become, they need to be matching the expectations that other people have on them. Because if they aren't, what's going to happen is that emotional tension is going to come up. There's going to be this discomfort from just saying things that aren't right, that aren't okay, that aren't completely fine. And one of their biggest fears is that they might hurt someone. This goes back to the childhood experiences and to the past experiences where they weren't explained responsibility for your emotions, for their parents' emotions, for the people around them, for emotions around them, and they mistakenly took responsibility for the feelings and for the states of other people. And because they do this habitually for a really, really long time, now for them it's very easy to go into guilt and shame and fear of being bad if someone around them feels bad, right? It looks like they have a high emotional sensitivity, but the reality is that they're just very sensitive themselves to people around them in how they feel because they take responsibility for that and then they feel guilty and then they feel ashamed. Now, why they are protecting, what does it mean that they are protecting everyone around them from their own dark side? What they're doing is that when the reason why they have this belief that I need to become what everyone wants me to become or what people I care about need me to become in order to feel safe and loved, the reason why this is because underneath that belief there is another belief which says I'm not okay the way I am. But the thing is, they don't really know how or why or what is the specifics about I'm not okay the way I am. They just feel that there is something inside them that's wrong. And if they let go, if they just stop controlling themselves a little bit and they just go free and they just get spontaneous and authentic, they might say something really bad, really nasty to someone. People might get hurt. And it's going to be the proof that there is actually something bad about them. There is something wrong about them. And because they don't quite know what it is, first. Second, they believe that they have to be nice and good only. And they are really trying hard and making sure that they won't be seen as bad and evil. Then they will rarely express anger, right? They will rarely work with their anger constructively. So when they will be feeling anger, they're going to repress that. They're going to stuff it down. No, I'm not feeling anger. And if they accidentally have the anger outbursts, which happen often, or they go into blame and blaming, shaming, guilting, war with someone. If someone gets hurt, then they're going to beat themselves up. They're going to point the anger at themselves for being bad, for being the opposite of what they strive to be, what they want to be. So when they are with other people, and I had the idea to start talking about this topic and write the post for this week on this topic because I've heard the guy saying, and I've heard this many times, guys saying, I believe masculine energy is destructive and therefore I'm a feminist. There's nothing destructive about masculine energy. If masculine is the opposite of feminine energy, and those two are the energies of creation, if you combine masculine and feminine energy, you have new life. Then there cannot be anything destructive about masculine energy, right? To say that masculine energy is destructive and feminine energy is creative is nuts, because then a woman should be able to get pregnant on her own without men, but it's impossible. There needs to be sperm. So it is not destructive in essence. When it is destructive, however, is when this core belief, I'm not okay the way I am, is taken for granted, and then is projected outside. It's not only me that's not okay the way I am, the way it is, it's all those that are like me. So it's all men, or it's all XYZ, right? So if I say masculine energy is bad and saying that masculinity is bad, all masculinity is toxic masculinity, we should be more feminine, it's just not true, because it's a projection of the internal insecurity, which is I'm not okay the way I am. So these people will be feminists, and they will be feminists out of guilt. If you're a feminist out of guilt, you're not helping anyone. You're not doing any good in the world, because you're only pursuing your own moral superiority from yourself, which is like running away from your own tail. If you have an insecurity that you're not okay the way you are, the way to resolve that is not to become a feminist and complain about destructive masculine energy. The way to resolve that is to go inside, dig that shit up, dig all that repressed anger, dig up all that repressed shame, get rid of this repressed guilt, and work through all these emotions so that you can let them go, so that you can discover that you are okay exactly the way you are. You have always been okay exactly the way you are. The only reason why you believe that you're not okay the way you are, and you created all this amazing fluff and belief system around it, which is called the nice guy pattern, is because you were confused in the past. And there was no one to show you how to release emotions. There was no one to explain to you what is the extreme ownership and absolute responsibility, what it means to be a man, what it means to what masculinity is, and what it feels like. So as a result, if you've been doing that, then as a result, you have fabricated a mental world and mental expectations, and you're now trying to squeeze yourself into those beliefs, and do whatever it takes to be only good. But I have some bad news. You're not only good. You're good and bad. You have a light side and you have a dark side, because everything in the world has polarity. If you have an ego, and this ego is a construct, a set of beliefs coming from your experiences, and you fabricate a light personality, you're only good, all light, then by the law of polarity, because everything in the world has its opposite, there must be something on the other side. And if you're not aware of this, if you repress this into your unconscious so you don't see it, then it's going to be largely controlling your life from the back, and you're going to have no idea why and how. So everyone has light side, everyone has dark side, including you, including your mom, including your neighbor, including Pope, including absolutely everyone. The difference is not how good you are and how light you are. What matters is how whole you are, how much you're in contact with your dark side, and how much you're in contact with your light side. Because when you are in contact with your light side, you don't have to protect anyone. You don't have to be careful about how you speak, what you speak, because you can just express yourself naturally, because you know that you don't have any bad intention. If there's no repressed anger, if there's no repressed anger, and you're in contact with your anger, you know that if you don't have any bad intention, you're not going to hurt anyone, right? So all this is tied down in essence to two things. One is emotional releasing, being able to dig up your emotions and work through them. And the other one is masculine leadership, the way you communicate with others, especially women. So if you want to dig into your own patterns, and if you want to learn how you can work your way from the nice guy pattern to being a dominant man who has natural masculine confidence, then this is something that I'm specialized in and I can help you with. So if you want to explore the options for yourself, you can go to byronross.com/book now and book a free session with me. On this session, we're going to go into diagnostics. We're going to have a look where you're at and how what are your options in terms of how you can move forward in building your natural masculine confidence. If I can show you, if I know how to help you, I'm going to show you how on the call. Okay, and then from then it's up to you whether you want it or whether you don't want it. But if you want to go down this road, if you want to explore the options for you in terms of how you could possibly grow your natural masculine confidence and get rid of the nice guy pattern, go to buymarrows.com/book now and book the session with me today. Okay, so I'm going to speak to you soon.